caught me by surprise. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate it. Where do you feel like this offense is as you guys are now in the game week, and how important has it been to have maybe an extra week of preparation time for Kentucky specifically?
I think our coaches have done a really, really good job of making sure that we've taken the time that we've gotten together and make sure that they put together a plan that we can execute. And like you said, we're in game week and we had an extra week last week to kind of prepare, so we've kind of had 2 weeks to go for it. But they've done a really good job of keeping it kind of concise and simple for us, as we didn't have spring ball and we're still under a new year with Coach Morris, and we haven't even played a game with him yet. And so I feel like they've done a great job of preparing us and making sure that they're doing things that we're capable of doing, and they haven't been super crazy with it, and they just made sure that they're consistent with things. And I feel as a whole we're in a really good spot. Our guys are responding really well, and we're just really excited.
Thanks, Bo.
Thank you.
Next is Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Bo, Malzahn said earlier today that one of the big things was trying to build the offense around your strengths. At this point, heading into your second season, what would you say those strengths are, and kind of what have you been working on to get better at them this offseason?
That's a great question. I think one of my strengths is that I'm kind of dynamic, moving around the pocket, and I can extend plays and things like that. But at the same time, I can sit in the pocket and make throws, quick game, things like that. And I'm an effective runner at times. So I think that Coach Morris will do a really good job putting a plan together to where he allows me to be myself, and he allows me to do the things that I'm really good at, and he allows the players around me, not only me, but he allows the players around me to do what they do best and to get those guys the ball. And a quarterback's only as good as the guys around him, and so any quarterback looks really good if they can get other guys the ball and they're dynamic with it. So it's really going to be a whole team effort. And as we go, Coach Morris will do a good job of gauging how we're doing and what needs to be changed and what needs to stay the same. But really looking forward to seeing the new year and seeing how we respond as a new offense with the new pieces to the puzzle, and kind of still at the same time putting things together as we move on through the season.
Thank you.
Next is Nathan King.
Hey, Bo. Hey, thanks for talking to us tonight. I wanted to ask about Coach Morris and the playbook. How much freedom are you going to have in this first game to maybe audible at the line of scrimmage, stuff like that? What does that situation look like for you moving forward?
Yeah, so like I said, he's done a really good job of keeping it kind of simple and doing what we're good at. And it'll be just like a normal game. I'll have my few adjustments that I can make, and I'll have my audibles, but at the same time, they have a better look over there at the sideline, and so he'll want to do some things himself, which he's been really good in the past at. And so we'll just kind of get into the game, see what they're giving us, and see how we can respond to it. And if I'm supposed to make the checks, then it's my responsibility to, and just hopefully get us into a good play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Bo, can you talk about your young receivers? You got 3 true freshmen on the depth chart released today, plus you got Kalen Newton too.
Yeah, they've all really impressed me going into fall camp. Some of the guys got here early, expecting to go through a spring ball, and obviously that was cut short for them. So they've done a really good job of responding, and those guys have brought great intensity, great effort to practice, because it's not easy playing as a freshman, and you got to, especially as a receiver, you got to make some plays and get out there and show some great effort and show that you deserve to be out there, and they've done that. And those guys, all 4 of them that you've mentioned, those guys are going to really help us in different areas, and I think that when they get their time to go out there and perform, that they'll do the best they can, and they'll be really good for us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next is Jordan Hill.
How would you describe how different, as far as comfort, you feel Tuesday of Kentucky this week compared to Tuesday getting ready for that Oregon season opener last year?
Well, the dynamics have surely changed. Going through a 13-game season last year, I saw quite a bit, if not everything that I'm going to see in a career. But from that, I've learned exactly how to prepare. Obviously still learning new things and new ways to go into a week. But just having all those games, all those weeks last year, to prepare and to learn, to find kind of a rhythm to go as the week goes on. I'd say I'm completely different from what I was last year at this time going into Oregon. I've grown a lot as a person, as a player, just on and off the field, both. And I think that because of that, because of the growth that I've had, it's made it a lot easier for me going into the season. I know what I'm looking for. I know how to kind of react. I know what the practices are supposed to be like. I know what kind of tempo they're supposed to be at. So it's just literally all the little things that go into a week of preparation. Just having done that already, it just made me really comfortable, and I feel like I'm really far ahead from what I was last year.
Next is Tom Green.
Hey, Bo. How valuable is it to have a backup like Grant Roy who has starting experience at the FBS level, and just what has he really brought to that quarterback room this preseason?
Grant's a great guy. He's really been a great addition for our room. He obviously comes in with a big arm, big body, so he's willing to go out there and run the ball and take hits and things like that. So I think that's one of his strengths. He's done a really good job of coming in and just learning things and being a great teammate, being encouraging. And as a quarterback, that's exactly what kind of guys we need in the room, from top to bottom. And I think that coming in, obviously, like you said, he's had the experience at the FBS level, and so he's a fifth-year guy, so that's extremely important just as far as experience. And as you know, in the SEC, you never know what's going to happen, and so just having a backup like him is really good. But as a whole, as a quarterback room, I'm really pleased with how we've done as a whole, as a group, and just really looking forward to going through the season with them.
Next is Jason Caldwell.
Bo, just with everything that's going on, KJ said basically couldn't wait to play. I know you're a competitor. How excited are you to finally be at game week and know that you're this close to playing a football game again?
You know, I think I'm more excited than I've ever been to play a football game just because of the build-up that it's had and the questions and the chaos that's led up to this. I think it's now that it's finally here. I think we kind of took it for granted here in years past. We just know it's going to be around the corner, and we're just getting ready for it. But now I think you realize how valuable the game is to ourselves and how much we love to be out there and play with our teammates and with our coaches and in an atmosphere that's such as good at Auburn. And I think that we're just really looking forward to, each of us, we're really just happy to be back out there and happy to be in front of a crowd, happy to play another team besides ourselves, and we get to play football on Saturday, and that's a great feeling, and I'm super excited about it.
And you, growing up Auburn, watching Auburn, your dad played at Auburn. What's the honor of being a team captain mean for you?
Well, obviously it's a really huge honor. It's one of the top honors that I've ever been able to receive in any of my sports career, whatever. This is kind of at the top for me, and it's really special because my dad was once a captain, and so it's just really cool to be in this position, and especially with the great guys I have around me. It's just blessed that they were willing to pick me, and I think that's just a huge honor in itself. I think that makes me feel better than anything else is just that my teammates valued that, and they wanted me to have that responsibility as well as the other guys. Big Cat, KJ, and Worm, I think just really excited for those guys, really excited of our group we have, and I know how much it means to each of us. I know how much of an honor it is to all of us, and how much that we really care, and how much we're willing to put in for Auburn.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Next is a follow-up from Justin Ferguson.
Bo, we've heard a lot during camp about how much the running backs are going to be involved more in the passing game. For you, how much of a boost is that to have those guys not only take some strides in that area, but also just being more outlets, another guy that you can hit more often?
Yeah, I just think it adds to the dynamics of our offense, and just getting five guys out in the route combination and just being able to scan the whole entire field and use the whole field and use those guys in more ways than just running the ball. I think that's really important because those guys are some of our better athletes, and so just getting those guys out in space, it'll really expand the run game as well as those the deep passes. And so those guys have done a really good job of managing that, just getting out there, knowing what they're doing, knowing where they need to be, running good routes, and catching the ball really well. And so they've all grown in that situation and that role, as well as I have, obviously, using them. And I think really looking forward to how expansive we can get with it, and just see how we can go moving forward, how much we can use that to just help us in other areas.
Appreciate it.
Next is Mark Murphy.
But what's your take on the Kentucky defense?
They're really good. They're really disciplined. They're going to play really sound football. They're going to be where they're supposed to be. They play hard. Every one of them play hard, and they're an SEC team, and so you can't ever overlook anybody. And we're just going to take it 1 week at a time. We've been fortunate to look at Kentucky for 2 weeks now, and just really get a beat on them and make sure that we're going to be prepared come Saturday. And but like I said, they're a really good football team from top to bottom. They've had really good success the past few years. They're just going to play hard. They're going to be intense. They're going to be disciplined, and we just got to execute, and we got to do what we're supposed to do.
They were ranked second, nationally in pass defense last year. What did you see that made them look that good on defense in the secondary?
Well, they're really good with their technique. They're where they're supposed to be. They very rarely have coverage bust, which is extremely important in the back end to be ranked nationally like that. So just limiting those big plays, big explosive plays. They keep everything in front of them, and I think also they do a good job putting pressure on the quarterback and getting to him, and they have just a really good plan.
Next is Jordan Hill.
I want to ask about Sean Shivers. I saw he's at the top of the depth chart and named team captain. Just what have you seen from him this offseason and how he's prepared himself for this year?
Yeah, Worm's done a really good job of taking that next step and moving up. We've had some guys, obviously, that room has kind of moved around and shifted a little bit, and he's been the one that's kind of kept them all together. And he's been a great leader for us throughout the whole team, and not only that his position group, but for the whole team. And so it's no surprise that he was selected a captain, and it's no surprise that he's going to do a good job. He's going to be a good player for us. He just comes every day with a great mentality, a great attitude. Worm's always smiling and having fun, and so you can really count on him to bring good positive energy. And in the SEC, in a long season, you just need guys like that. You need guys that are going to come ready to go. And you can always count on Worm. You can always count on to lift your spirits and just be there for you. And not only is he a really good football player, but he's a great person. He's a great guy, a great friend. He's going to be a great captain.
But we've got time for three more. The first is from Josh Vitale.
Well, you've been talking about the offense all off season. You guys have practiced against yourselves, your teammates for just 6 weeks now. I mean, how excited is the entire offense to get on the field against an opposing defense and see what you guys are capable of?
Really excited. I think you can ask any one of us, and we tell you the same thing. Our offensive line is super pumped to get out there and show what they can do. Obviously, they've heard all the talk this offseason about how this is going to look, if they can do it or not, and those guys are going to be really prepared and ready to go, and I'm looking forward to see those guys in action. And obviously in skill position, we've had a lot of guys coming back, a lot of guys with experience, and then these young receivers that are going to be able to play. Just really looking forward to see those guys, and I feel like everyone's really excited, and everyone knows that it's their chance to do something special, and as a group we can all do something special, and so we're all looking forward to playing with each other and just to continue to get better each week and show everyone what we can do.
Next is Tom Green.
So obviously, you guys have known that you're going to be playing Kentucky now for the last month or so. Have you talked to Joey Gatewood at all in the last few weeks, and just what it's going to be like seeing him on that opposing sideline?
I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure he'll be ready to go, and it's going to be different, obviously, because he was one of the guys in our room when I came in. And he was a great guy, great person to be around, and really good player. So hopefully he has a great future.
Our last one today, Bo, is from Philip Marshall.
Bo, being a team captain, what do you feel like that entails that you need to do in that role, and did you get any advice from your dad about it?
Well, it's obviously a big role, and a lot of guys before me have had the honor, and a lot of guys after me are going to have the honor. So it's just my place and time to go out there and do the best that I can, not only for my teammates, for my coaches, but just for the Auburn family, and just to show them that what leadership's all about, and just hopefully be a great role model and leader to the guys next to me. And just I guess in a quarterback position, in the spot that I'm in, you have a really great influence on others, and so I'm really excited about it. I'm fortunate to be in this position, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. And I know it's a big responsibility. You know, it's got a lot to it, and there's many things that you can do, kind of to be a leader to others, and you just got to make sure that you're you know how other people handle leadership, and how if you got to push a certain guy one way and kind of maybe encourage another maybe more. And so it's just all the dynamics that go into it. I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm just thankful and blessed to be in this position.
Did your dad give you any advice on how to deal with it?
I think he's throughout my whole entire life, he's always given me advice about how to be a leader and a captain of my team. Not necessarily he's phrased it being an Auburn captain. I don't think that's been kind of the big deal, but he's always just been an influence on me how to lead other people and how to be just a captain in life and a captain on the field, just everywhere, and be a leader to everyone around me. So I'd say he's done a really good job of just throughout my entire life of teaching me things and showing me how to do it, and I'm really thankful for that.